Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today is January 2nd. Happy New Year. This is the beginning of my 2023 garden. Today I want to show you how to quickly and easily refill your raised beds. Over a season, 2022, the nutrients get taken out of the soil level drops down, you want to add in some things. I'm going to show you a couple of different ingredients, so to speak, that you can use to fill the bed cheaply. Please subscribe and follow me. I do videos in real time every year. So I'm starting January off with starting seeds indoors. I'll have plenty of videos on that, but also getting this garden set up. So let's talk about filling the raised beds. In my next video, I'm going to talk about trellising, if that's something you want to do in your garden. So the soil level here has dropped down, and you don't want to spend a lot of money buying high-end bagged soils. You can do that. You can get whatever you want at the big box stores, but it can be really expensive to buy something high-end. I'm using a basic all-purpose topsoil, cheapest way to get really fill soil. I'm using Alfalfa Pellets, which are a beautiful way to add N, P, and K to your soil, plus alfalfa has natural growth hormones. That bag is about a 40-pound bag. Used to cost $16, $17, now it's probably between $20 and $25. But it's 40 pounds of fertilizer that you can get, and it's just alfalfa pellets. These are feed pellets. I get them at Tractor Supply store. If you're able to, you could buy the organic granular fertilizers, but they can be really expensive. Here in Maryland, because we have a freezing winter, and the big box stores put these products on sale. So this is normally like $25. I got this for $2, $3 last year on sale in January. I have like 10 bags. I'm going to show you how to use the organic granular if you have it. But this is the cheapest way. Topsoil, alfalfa pellets, and if you have a fireplace, go ahead and use your wood ash. You'll hear a lot of chatter on the internet that wood ash isn't really good for your garden. It isn't if you pile it in massive piles. It changes the pH. We're just going to sprinkle it across here. So let me just show you how to set it up. I'm going to remove the weeds. We'll start putting down the layers. That's all you need to do. Now the trick here is, this is going to take some time to break down. Again, I'm in Maryland Zone 7. But here in Maryland, I have a good 60 days before I'm going to even use this. Beautiful day, January, unseasonably warm, 62. This is a cheap way to get your beds ready for the spring. This is wood ash from my fireplace, just hardwood, softwoods burned down, perfectly safe to use. Wood ash will provide calcium to your planting area, will provide potassium, a little bit of phosphorus. It's really good stuff. The key is just don't sprinkle it down in heavy clumps. People worry that it's going to change the pH. It's not going to change the pH, you know, if you use it once a year like this. Just a light sprinkle across. Let me show you. Don't need to be fancy. And you're just covering the surface. Again, it's a great source of potassium, and it's a great source of calcium. I use this as a trick for prepping my tomato beds so that they have calcium in there. Pretty straightforward. All right, now we're going to put down the alfalfa pellets. The next thing I put down are the alfalfa pellets, and again, they're going to provide nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium to your planting area. They also have natural growth hormones in there. And I just put down a layer that looks like that. These are pelleted. So if you get a lot of rain, you don't need to do this step, but if you don't get a lot of rain, soak these down now. They'll swell up, turn into like sawdust, becomes perfectly fine particles that break down easily. Notice that I'm not going to be turning or digging my garden either. You can just do this in layers. That's one handful, probably another handful in here. I may turn this depending on what I'm planting in here. If I'm going to be doing seeds, sometimes I like to loosen up the soil a little bit more. But if I'm putting in tomato plants, I just put in layers, dig my planting hole, let it go. So the alfalfa is down. Again, if you get a lot of rain, don't worry about it. If not, soak it down now. This will make the pellets swell, get into those fine particles. The other thing people ask me, do mice come? I have mice, voles, moles here. They leave this alone. But as soon as you soak this, it swells, it breaks down, gets incorporated in the soil. Animals aren't going to bother it. All right, next level was going to be the topsoil, and then I also have some leaf grow that I'll put right on top. That's better organic matter, but right now we're not spending a lot of money. Remember, it was only about $20, $25 for a 40-pound bag of alfalfa pellets. Look at what it did, and I still have all these pellets left. This is the addition of 2 bags of topsoil, spread out, I don't know, maybe an inch across there, third bag is going to go right in there. That is really good enough if you want to stop there, if you're on a budget, to get your bed filled up. Now this contains a lot of wood in there. That's okay. It wouldn't be best to put this down. The topsoil that comes in these bags is like $2 to $3. It's not the best stuff, but you can turn this into better material over the years. So it's going down now. Going to sit there 60 days. I'll show you some tricks if you want to follow me, that when I go to planting here, I will take care of it so the wood chips don't do any damage. What can happen with wood chips? Sometimes if they're not fully broken down, they're sitting in here, they want to decay, and they pull nitrogen from the soil to break down, but then that challenges your plants for the nitrogen, so your plants could actually struggle a little bit. It's rare with something like this. It's fairly broken down, pretty fine particles, but I'll show you how to treat it. So we cover this area with the topsoil. The next step is going to be to put down leaf grow from a bag and some of the organic granular fertilizer. Again, you could skip the step if you want to. This is where I say if you have compost, you don't need to use this, you don't need to use a leaf grow, just fill the bed with your compost. I'm lucky enough now that I have enough room, I have plenty of compost, I could do that, but I understand that most people can't make a lot of compost. So I'm showing you a cheap way to do it with store-bought products. If you have compost, you could just put compost across here, fill the bed, you're good to go. That's the beauty of compost. Also, if you have a limited amount of compost, put this down now, just like I did, and then fill the rest of the bed with your compost, let it sit. That will take care of the problem, you know, of the wood pieces being in there. It's beautiful stuff. All right, fertilizer and the leaf grow. There are 1,000 ways to fill your garden beds and your planting areas, and they're all effective. You just have to kind of know what you're doing a little bit. The plants are going to be okay. Filling your beds is really based on your budget and the materials and resources you have available. That's why I have so many different ways that I show you how to fill your garden beds. Just adapt the principles you see here to kind of fit your needs, your budget, and to look at what resources you have available. So on top of the poor topsoil, that's a pretty heavily handed spread of the organic granular fertilizer. Any organic granular fertilizer is fine as long as it has NP and K represented. I already said I just buy mine on sale. You know, 1 handful. We're going to show you how heavily to do it. 2 handfuls. This helps with that topsoil that has a lot of the wood pieces in there. And then 3. That's it. So that was maybe 10 handfuls going down there. Still have a ton of that fertilizer left. If I had organic compost, if I had compost, that would go down instead. All right, the leaf grow is now going to go on top of here. This bed has an open bottom, by the way. This bed is 3 feet wide, about 6 feet long. I used 3 of the topsoil bags. They were 1 cubic feet each. And now I'm putting down a soil conditioner. This is leaf compost. Again, you could use your own if you have it. Better stuff. 2 bags, 1.5 cubic feet filled this side, and then I will fill that in at the end. This is pretty much all you have to do. It is a good idea now that you did this, soak it down. And remember I was saying there's 1,000 ways you can do this. So we just filled the bed. These are well-prepared beds. I've been using them now going into the 5th year. I know there's plenty of nutrients in there, but you can do really what you want. So this is something you could do. A little more potash right on top. Let's throw down some more of the alfalfa pellets, and then you could even throw down, you know, a handful of the organic granular. Just leave it like this, let the rain take care of it, let nature do its thing. This is going to sit about 60 days. This kind of prep you do want, I think in my opinion, 60 to 90 days. You could probably get away with 4 weeks if you wanted to. I just probably wouldn't put seeds in there right away after 4 weeks, but it's perfectly fine for filling it up, getting it ready, and then dropping in transplants into here, and then, you know, let the 2023 season break all this down. Next year it'll be great for seeds or something like that. But I'll show you tricks on how to prep this for seeding and for transplants. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my YouTube channel at therustedgarden.com. Please subscribe. Next thing we're going to be talking about today is the trellising, how to use them, how to grow vertically. Thanks for watching.